same old stuff, trying to eliminate those big plays, the runs and the passes that's killing us in the second half. Talking about it, showing it to them, and just trying to communicate it.
Do you think the DBs were playing a little too soft in coverage? It seemed like they were a lot of times a little bit giving a lot of.
Well, I think they played down, and there's times when they're, maybe they're supposed to be at 7 or 8, and then maybe they're at 10. Those things fluctuate. Now, when we're playing too deep, they got to be deeper than when they line up.
And Coach, obviously with Jordan's pick six, when DBs get that, the defense gets that. Obviously it gives confidence, but how does it boost their just overall morale and the secondary in general?
Well, I think anytime you get a pick six or some type of big play on defense that takes it for, the touchdown, I think it generates a lot of interest from the sideline, generates the fans, so to speak. They got a little excited and builds confidence within the unit itself.
Donnie, the Washington quarterback threw over 50 times, so they're going to get some yards. So what did you think about the execution overall, and particularly on third downs?
Well, I think we achieved our goal on third down, trying to be better than we was the week before. I think the week before, like I think I said, last team was like 8 for 9, something like that. And I think this week we improved it to somewhat like 50%. So as I came in to this week talking to you guys about this quarterback, I still think he's probably one of the better ones we've seen. We tried to move around a little bit to discourage him from throwing things and put a little bit more pressure on him, and he got rattled a little bit, but he's still pretty good.
I don't think that you've had any fumble recoveries this year, and almost no forced fumbles even, which is sort of atypical. Is there anything is that just random, or do you think that there's something that could be done differently to generate more? Or
well, we talk about it a lot, in practice. And I don't know if you guys are here out there talking about take a strip. We talk about that punch the ball, rip it out. Those are all little cliches. It's one of those deals when the ball's on the ground, you got to get it. There was the one situation where the ball was rolling around and we jumped over the quarterback. Next thing you know, we kick it. Next thing you know, a guy tries to scoop it instead of falling on it. Just those little things that you got to be able to do when that ball's on the ground, because it's not on the ground often.
And what about your feelings on red zone defense? Been giving up a lot of touchdowns.
We got to get better. There's and Coach Aguano and I was talking about it the other day. There's certain situations that make you a great defense. Obviously, it's scoring, red zone, and third down. Those are the three most ones that I think about anyway. You got to be a great scoring defense. You got to stop them in the red zone, and you got to get off the field in the third down. Our problem seems to be getting us to the red zone. I mean, if we would execute out on the field, we wouldn't be in the red zone situations as much. If you go look at us, I mean, there's times we give up plays that, a 60-yard run. That's not supposed to be in the red zone. 40-yard pass, that's not supposed to be in the red zone. So those are the things that's getting us to the red zone, and now you got to be able to execute. So we're working on it.
What about just after giving up, I think, touchdowns on 3 straight drives, being able to get stops on the last 2, right? And I think Washington turned the ball over 3 times on downs, including on the Hail Mary or whatever. So what do you think about those sort of key moments in the late fourth?
Well, they're encouraging, obviously. I mean, those are stops that you got to have. I said this myself, is we seem to let the opponent get the ball and go 75 yards on the first drive, and then they might come back and get another 60-yard drive. And then all of a sudden we'll play good defense, and we're off in 4 or 5 downs. It's one of those deals where you try to figure out what's stopping us from being a great defense. And I can tell you exactly what that is. It's making sure that we're locked in and doing your job. That's what great defenses do. They do their job and they rely on everybody to do their job. And they don't try to do someone else's job. You just do your job. You're supposed to be in the B gap, stay in the B gap. There's no sense of thinking that you have to get to the C gap. Those are the things that I'm emphasizing right now for the next couple of games, or the next games down the road in particular. There's no reason why we can't be a good defense. There really isn't. And you can see that in them last couple of drives when we put a little bit more pressure, we played a little bit better man, we did some things that you like to see. Can we do that all the time? That's the challenge.
Hey, Coach. Nick Borgia, Devil's Digest. So we've seen Michael Matias now through all seven weeks on the sidelines pretty much every single day. How has he evolved as a player coach?
Well, Matias knows the scheme very well. He knows how to generate interest within the front four over there, or the many guys he has to work with over there. He's really an extension of Rob. He's been under Rob. Him and Rob collaborates on a lot of things. And the other thing that you really like is they respect him. So when he tells them something, they usually try to gather around and come to a conclusion of what they're trying to get done. So it's great to have a guy like that who's been here the years he's been here and been through a couple of different coaches, a couple of different philosophies, but at the same time can still articulate exactly what's been said now to this group. So it's unfortunate for us that he's not participating, because if he was playing, it would be, people don't realize that even though he's undersized, he plays great technique.